Guys, thank you so much for checking out my YouTube channel. This poem is called The Ugliness of Beauty, and I guess the inspiration for it comes from essentially that I think that everything in life that is worth pursuing is only worth pursuing because there's a transient element to it. So a sunset is beautiful because it's going to end very shortly, or a relationship is wonderful but will ultimately come to an end. And it's that transient brevity of life that makes things worth pursuing and makes things beautiful. But the inevitability of that is that there's always going to be a painful element to beauty as well. And we kind of exist on the border between the two. And it can be a very painful place to be as well as a very wonderful place to be. And that's where the inspiration for this came from, ugliness of beauty. There's a contradiction at the heart of our humanity that, unlike any earthly profanity, is rarely spoken of. If it is, we call it banal names like nostalgia, pretend as if somehow that had settled the matter, pretend as if somehow that aching chasm which none of us ever wished to fathom can simply be done away with a hushed up word. But not today, and not now. I sit here and refuse to bow to the lies of worldliness which seek always to suffocate us, things clamouring for meaning which simply turn out upon our closer inspection to be demeaning. I'm talking about beauty, friends. And please let us not sit here and pretend that it doesn't affect you, for the lie that is true, that is beauty, affects all of you. And allow me to explain to you this contradiction, and before you believe it to be some kind of fiction, please just take a moment to contemplate and listen. Beauty must never last. Or indeed, for something to be beautiful, it must be over fast. It is life's great and only promise that the world's greatest symphony will peter out into a cacophony of silence. That one day you will have to face the ending of your lover's embrace, or that the tide which ebbs and breaks is a haunting metaphor that not one of us can escape. And you see, age truly is a funny thing. Youthful people clamouring on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, living their identity through their friends, followers and fans, using beautiful pictures of their beautiful faces with witty quotes to caption black and white visited places, each one of them creating their own beauty. All of them ignorant of their own superfluity. Their looks will fade. Along with their social media parade, vivacious will become fallacious, youth uncouth and pretty pity. Now, I'm not saying that beauty is wrong. In fact, it seems sometimes that all the beauty in the world can be summed up in that one song. For where would life be without its beauty? It seems sometimes that the whole of creation conspires to dazzle us with effervescent spires, monuments of stars and galaxies, inspiring and fueling our faculties to produce our own reflections of creation's beauty, from Van Gogh's Starry Night to a parent's delight at their child's first rainbow. But there's a beauty more unique than these, the beauty of you and me. Each individual perfectly knitted in their mother's womb, coming forth as one person in the place of two. It is the perfect expression of beauty, devoid of any obligation of duty, and one that will never cease to bring about awe and wonder. Until, I suppose, that person grows older. You see, this is why beauty is such a cruel mistress. It is the fuel which inspires culture and artists, but as surely as beauty is made, time will cause it to fade. For time and beauty stand hand in hand, a relationship before which we must all stand. For friends, even if all the beauty in the world were found in a single person, one thing is for certain, that they would lose it to the next generation. And so on, and so on, and so on, until the world is nothing but a nothing. But we need beauty, friends, for without it we would simply be left waiting until the end. For beauty gives our life a story, and maybe, just maybe, that's satisfactory. Thanks so much for listening this far, guys. I really appreciate it and hope that you like the poem. I'm going to be starting, I'd love to interact more with those of you who have been brave enough to be able to watch this far. I would love to write poems that you guys would like to hear. So do put in the comments if there's anything that you would like a poem written on. It would be awesome to engage in some kind of back and forth, and it would be great to write for something that you guys would like to hear. But please also be sure to subscribe. That would be really awesome if you do want to see more content like this. Thanks.